What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel, and I'm just going to quickly go over this, but essentially this video is going to be about Disney, and I'm going to expose them as being satanic. And basically you need some background information. So there's a cult that controls our realm. They're comprised of billionaire and trillionaire families we don't hear about in the news, and all of their puppet millionaire sellouts underneath them seeking advancement in their group. This network of secret societies have government, politicians, corporate leaders, royal families, all of them, the military, industrial complex, all the Vatican, and they literally all own all the governments and play this massive charade, a massive show. So like they say, life is a stage, and all of them are acting to be competing with one another. Like all the nations of the world are acting like they're warring and competing with one another, but they're actually, the leaders of the world are actually participating in enslaving humanity. And this cult has many names, but they can be called Freemasons, the Jesuit Order, the Occultists, the Oligarchy, the Deep State, the Gay Mafia. This is one I've heard. The Elites, the Satanists, the Illuminati, which is their joke name. But they use symbols to communicate with one another. And they control the flow of information. They use all the news to control the public. They use all media. Movies, television, radio, music, video games, literature, and social influencers, YouTube and Google to influence the minds of the masses and straight up lie to us, to lead us to our destruction. And they try to make us not believe in God. So in this episode, we're going to cover Disney Corporation, since I know this realm is essentially controlled by witches and warlocks who created this whole system to be essentially a giant pyramid scheme with gatekeepers. They created Hollywood to create movies, to cast spells on the minds of the masses with their craft. Hollywood is the name of the wood in the wizard's staff. So in the wizard's staff, or wizard's wand or staff, I think, they use the Hollywood. So that's why they named the place Hollywood. The government created that. And then all media will attempt to do one of these things. So this is like a list of things that all media is trying to do. So since they're trying to lie about history, they're trying to destroy your faith in God, promote evil people and influences, or evil things like sex, partying, alcohol, gambling, materialism. They try to push the evolution lie, and there's zero evidence to back up evolution because evolution is the same lie that Satan taught in the Garden of Eden, that we are evolving, but really God created man as man and animal as animal. There's zero evidence for that, and you can look at Dr. Kent Hovind's seminars when he was younger. They try to say that science is essentially their God and that it can solve/save humanity. Society will promote rock music that leads to sex, drugs, and alcohol due to its lyrics and aggressive frequency/beats. This system will promote over-sexualization, especially to the youths, lies about reality, space, aliens, black holes, alternate universes, timelines, different dimensions. Like, look at Rick and Morty. They go straight up full Scientology, and they mock God, Christianity, every episode. But we'll go into that one a little bit deeper later. But they promote anything that contradicts God's word. That science actually proves a young age Earth. It proves that there was a realm-wide flood that the biblical Bibles talks about. The biblical sites were found by Ron Wyatt. Science proves the Earth's stationary, that there's no evolution, no space. But why lie about space? Well, since the system will promote space and it's all the like, if you have aliens and other advanced life, it calls God a liar because God created us specifically special, and we are at the center of the universe, and it nullifies Christ's sacrifice if there's other alien life out there. So what, did Christ just die for us on our quote-unquote planet, but we don't live on a planet? So they will push, how should we say, NASA and fake space, fake health, big pharma, junk food, garbage, GMO, poisons, alcohol, celebrities, false idols, Hollywood actors, transhumanism, merging man with machine, the lie that man can use science and technology to defeat death and live forever. Only Jesus Christ can do that. They do everything opposite of God. push LGBTQ agenda, the trans agenda, they want to make children like adults for their sick pedophile agenda. Since this world's controlled by pedos that want to make everything, they want to blend everything. They want to have everything mixed. It's like they want us to join their disgusting hive mind. And this world's controlled by pedos, and they want to make men like women, and make women, and the vice versa. And they want to promote the new age false love movement. They want to love everything. They want to accept everything. Oh, but they don't want to love Christians. They don't want to accept Christians. They don't want to let Christians be. They want to promote the Mother Earth movement so that kids can fall in love with the earth and protect it. Because the green movement is actually opposite. Ultimately, it's opposite. They have opposite goals to Christianity because they want to have animal rights, and they're going to say, hey, God said man can have dominion over the earth. But they don't like that. They don't like anything that God says. And the Green Earth movement is eventually to get rid of the Christians and these old archaic religions. They want to promote uniting to one, so everything unite to one. They want to promote magic in all media, or that we are gods, that we have inner magical powers. Now, like, essentially in this video, I'm going to talk about Disney, and let's just talk about straight up. Back in the day, there was talk about subliminal messages in the game. I'm sorry, in the actual movies of Disney, and it's essentially to over sexualize the youth early on. So they had these images of penises, or essentially females naked, nude, or writing sex in certain scenes to get the kids to subliminally absorb these things, because they want to get children focused on the wrong things early on. And for example, for Disney, the influences for men and women were different. For women, it was an initiation towards lifting oneself to be a princess, adorning oneself with a crown, tiara, and putting yourself at the center, and focusing on romance again. And they completely used this. Disney used this company used its mesmerizing and enchanting animations and stories to plant seeds of romance early on in the child's mind. Yeah, I really think that this affected a lot of children, and they went seeking the wrong things in life and made mistakes, whether that be having kids early on, or divorces, or multiple partners. But essentially, it's not good. And essentially, in Disney, I just want to point out, we're gonna look for certain symbols too. We're gonna look out for while we're analyzing. So I want you to look out for pyramids or triangles, all-seeing eyes. These are signs of the occult. Stars, a star is not representing a star in the sky. It's actually a occult symbol. It's a pentagram. So pentagrams, lightning, because lightning represents Lucifer, who fell from heaven like lightning, and these people are Satanists, and they see him as the light bearer. And Lucifer has many names, and they see him as even mother goddess Sophia, the god of below. The goddess of below. So they see her as that, the one who freed them, gave them information. So anything representing light, and their pedophile symbols, such as spirals or triangles, with a triangle that spirals into a small a triangle, or a square that spirals into a smaller square, or a heart that spirals into a smaller heart. That's representing big love, little love, and that's a pedophile symbol. Any establishment you see, you can be sure there's some kind of pedophile connection to that. And we're going to look out for those symbols. Also the black and white symbolism, which represents their belief about good and evil, and infinite cycles and such. Good and evil being necessary. So, okay, there were scenes I think they added this. There was a few scenes that made me disturbed, and we're going to go through that too, that made me uncomfortable as a child. And I think they add it for shock value, and they also want to affect the child to confuse them. Like, God is pure and straightforward, and his rules are easy to understand, and they're not there to bind or control us. Like some, I know there have been some fake religious leaders in the past history, but God, his rules are there, essentially there to protect us from hurting ourselves. The media can subconsciously cause a child to seek gender change, or essentially in Disney, they're teaching the circle of life and brainwash them that life is a never-ending cycle of death and rebirth. And seeing, oh yeah, and they always show like the parents dying on screen. Like, it's very shocking for a young child to see that, especially like in Finding Nemo. And I think again, it's there to shock and affect the children, to make them maybe deal with certain things early on, or affect them in ways that I can't even comprehend. Like, for their young minds, also, like, as children do not even need to know about romance. I think they really show a lot of romance in these Disney movies at such a young age. Like, it's just like the public school system. Once in the 60s, they started teaching evolution theory, that man was slime that grew gills, crawled onto the land, did not die. It just magically breathed air, and miraculously found a mate to breed and successfully pass on its genetic code and have offspring. They teach us that we are animals, so that now people act like that. That there's no God, big bang, random explosion, so no purpose. Okay, let's just do whatever we want. The statistics show that after they started teaching evolution, there was an explosion in crime rate, murder, theft, drug use, alcoholism, premarital sex among teens, divorce rates, infidelity, all these things spiked, everything, because people didn't have any moral compass anymore. And God does never change. He's ultimately, man's morality changes, because what's bad one year can be good another year, but another decade. But God's laws are eternal and perfect. It's like in the public school here too. Also, they said here's sex education, here's condoms, don't do it. Here's marijuana. Look at how they do it. Look at how they smoke it. Don't go smoke it now. Don't go try it. This is bullshit indoctrination school. Also, the media will teach that man started out primitive. Like, the media will be teaching this too. That man is primitive. There was cavemen, and that we're actually evolving, when really it was the reverse. That man was advanced at the beginning, and that since the beginning of time, we've been deteriorating genetically. And they will promote monism, which means that we are God, all of us are God. They'll promote Scientology, pantheism, that the universe is God. The Eastern philosophies, the Eastern teachings like Buddhism and Hinduism, although some of the truths, they have some truths and good teachings, it's mixed essentially with this deception, as these two beliefs lead to the ultimate thought that we are all energy and God, stuck in a never-ending cycle of death and rebirth that must be broken by evil deeds. And the lie that man can ascend to a higher state of being and become God himself. The same lie Satan taught in the Garden of Eden. And essentially we'll go through lyrics in Disney. So we're going to go through the lyrics in the songs and see what are they really teaching in these songs. And also Disney kids, what happened to them? What happens to Disney kids when they're kids working for Disney? What happens to them when they're adults? You'll be shocked. So I just want to say that Walt Disney, he's so big that when we're kids in North America, we learn about him in school, about how he wasn't a kid, and I think he was abused by his father, but then he became very angry. And there was some things that saying that he was racist and also pedophile, some rumors. But there's a photo of him with him and Werner von Braun. This is a dream team of propaganda where they work with NASA liars. Like, Werner von Braun is the creator of the V2 rocket, which sent the men to space, quote unquote. But really, during the Cold War, since all the nations are working together, Russia and America were just launching missiles at the firmament, at the dome firmament, because we live in a snow globe, trying to break through this barrier, and they couldn't. But essentially, they want us to think that we're in a ball, because they want you guys to think that there's other aliens and that there's no God, and that we're just a random creation, and that the universe just explodes, compresses, explodes, and it's just forever like that. So they put the Universal Studios, the ball there, but they never even knew that how they put the Universal Studios puts out this image here, but then of the ball Earth, but they didn't even go to space yet. They didn't even know how it looked like, but they're already putting out fake images of it. And here we have images of the president talking on the phone on a landline to the astronauts in space during the first mission, but essentially you can see that behind him they have the photo already there of them, of the famous picture that they took on that mission. So it's impossible that they even went there. But they just put it there because it's a subliminal. It's just like a mind trick. It's like this is the magic that they use. This occult. Their craft is their acting. Their craft is their dancing. Their magic. Their like literally like magic shows, or like their craft in acting, dance, music. They really captivate and get you entranced to absorb their lies and make you like them and believe them, and then they mislead you. In the dark past of Disney, that Disney is like essentially they know the Earth is a realm, and they show that they essentially represent their castle is essentially like the Tower of Babylon, breaking through the dome firmament to reach God. And they know the Earth is a dome, and they want us. Oh yeah, Werner von Braun knew the Earth was flat because when he died, he put on his tombstone Psalm 19:11, which is a verse it's a verse about the firmament. Psalm 19:1, sorry. The heaven declareth the glory of God, and the skies proclaimeth his handiwork. That's the King James Version. And he knew, he was just saying, he probably felt guilty, and he probably gave himself to Christ and put a tip there, because he knew if he spoke out, he would just be killed, right? But essentially, Disney's a bunch of pedophiles, and they want us like children to want to live in castles like them, where really people in castles, they still do evil, satanic, pedophilic, have pedo sex parties and do rituals and child human sacrifices that occur in these castles still. So we'll just go through that, and I hope that wasn't taking too long, but had to be done. There's a satanic cult that runs the world, and they're dabbling in the occult and black magic and stuff like that. And every society has, like, every king in the old days had a sorcerer at their side, or like some kind of like seer or some kind of magic person, you know what I mean, to help them make decisions and blah 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 blah. Whether they be like someone who looks at the heavens and like divines the sky, stars, and uses like the planets to kind of tell the future and stuff like that. I don't know exactly. I'm just saying the point is that there's some kind of group of these people, right, that control the world, and they use spells in craft, in entertainment, in like dancing, or in media, animated cartoons, movies, music. And it's because these people who control the world, they're essentially communicating with dark powers, evil spirits, demons, and the devil. And the devil is real, and we can see from all these things that they're doing. It's pretty obvious that they're paying homage and showing who they worship. This picture here, in this scene, like what we can see from here is that the popular Disney movies, I can just see here Snow White. This one is about love. Black magic. Lady and the Tramp. This one is about love and kissing. Bambi. Oh yeah, and then they like to put traumatic events, hardcore, emotionally stimulating visual and imagery and themes for little kids that I think are too powerful for them to understand. They're too much for the child at the time, and it desensitizes them to a lot of things. That's my opinion, but I think that's why the Bible says do not look at wicked things. And there's like a lot of things I'm going to show you here in this video that made, when I was a kid, it made me uncomfortable. I'm going to tell you why it made me uncomfortable. And I'm talking about, how old are you starting watching this? 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, right? Onward. But Sleeping Beauty, this is about like magic, love again. Aristocrats. This is about magic. Oh, it made me think about the aristocrats, like the real people in life, real life, who are elite people, maybe who have ties to the people who control the world or control the world. It kind of puts them at like like kind of like, oh, they're nice people. Look the other way. Don't look at their connections. Fantasia. Oh, this is about magic most. I didn't really see this one, but this one's about magic. Lilo and Stitch is about space, outer space, aliens that don't exist because God made us at the center of everything. We're actually at the center of everything. There's no such thing as aliens. The elites that control the world, they control all governments, and all countries have their own probably cartoons, propaganda, right? But they're all teaching the same things. And they're all pretending that they're competing with one another, but they're really all controlled by these same royal families. But Lilo and Stitch is about outer space. And I think there's some parts with the mother, I can't recall. I think it was a little bit over-sexualizing her, maybe her body or something. I can't really recall, but I remember The Fox and the Hound. That one was like about separating a friend. It's like, and the ending was sad too. I realized that when you show a child, it's like whatever you feel, emotions, that's what you're attracting in your life. And it's like if you're focusing on in a negative feeling, you're gonna feel negative. So that's why a lot of these shows are about sad themes. Like, anyway, so there's a lot of these things I didn't watch, but I did watch a good chunk of them when I was growing up. The more of the popular ones, but so I want to mention one thing about Hercules here. Hang on, we got Sword in the Stone. I didn't watch those. Magic, probably. Pinocchio is about making an animated piece of wood, making them alive, giving life to something, right? That's biblical, anti-biblical. Or like Hercules, it has like the any Greek gods, any of the old gods, Olympic gods, those are representing the fallen angels and the devil, because Zeus can be seen as a sign for Satan too. But Hercules is a half fallen angel, half human. So it's kind of like a union between, a fallen angel. It seems like it's putting like it's like putting something that's not a hero. And Dinosaur, I never saw it, but it kind of reminds me of The Land Before Time, which is a Steven Spielberg movie, but this one is a Disney movie. But it's probably just going to talk about the lie about how ancient Earth is and how everything's evolving. Atlantis, Lost Empire. Again, it's probably going to talk about how life is ancient and there's probably aliens or something. I got to see that. I have to see Treasure Planet too. I did probably see Treasure Planet, but it was a long time ago. Okay, so anyway, let's get into the meat of the things. We're going to start watching the videos now.
Well, Snow White, fairest one of all.
Snow White lies dead in the forest. The huntsman has brought me proof. Behold her heart.
Snow White still lives, the fairest in the land. Is the heart of a pig you hold in your hand.
The heart of a pig. Then I've been tricked.
The animations, wow. I have to say, look, there's like dungeon, dead people.
The heart of a pig. The blundering fool. I'll go myself to the mouse cottage in a disguise so complete no one will ever suspect.
Look, witchcraft, alchemy, black magic, black arts. This is stuff that anyone could look up, right? Or be thinking about. Just putting it out there will get someone interested in it.
Mummy dust. To make me old. To shroud my clothes. The black of night.
And that the way that they use music,
Hags cackle.
this part was disturbing to me.
To whiten my hair. A scream of fright.
Who's the voice actress?
Mix it well.
This part.
Begin thy magic spell.
Yeah, this shit, man.
My hands. My voice. My voice.
So it's kind of crazy.
This guy is
Yeah, this is what scared me, man. Disturbing.
a special.
Oh yeah, and then she starts making the poison apple. That's fucked up to kill the princess. That's fucked up. And also it's like this is for kids, man. And then also like it's like she became she was a pretty queen, a beautiful queen, but she became the most ugly witch to kill someone who was more pretty than her. Interesting. Let's see what the comments are off. The jealous queen becomes an evil witch. Now the next one. So that was a little bit disturbing, but how about this one? Dumbo, 1941. Dumbo gets drunk. So they're promoting alcohol, but this scene, I don't know, when I was a kid, it's really made me scared. There's a few scenes that made me really scared in my stomach. And this is when I was a little kid. And that was the witch scene. The witch scene I think I could handle, but this Dumbo scene I think it made me more uncomfortable. And just don't, I know it's they're cute, right? The way that Disney draws things, but don't let their craft deceive us, because a lot of it is so entertaining and mesmerizing, and it's an illusion, to be honest. A lot of like these celebrities, when they sing and stuff like that on stage, and how they look and how they sound, they use a lot of effects too. But I'm not saying they're not talented, but they use tricks too to make themselves even better than what they seem. But this part, the alcohol mix, so he's drinking it.
We may have had a lot of hard luck up till now, but you and me is gonna do big things together. Hold your breath. Why, your mother's gonna be so proud of you. I'm gonna be.
And then he was separated from his mother for a while. In the beginning, that was sad too.
Oh, they can't keep us down. Oh, I guess you had one little one left over. Dumbo,
I think,
you bounced back so hard.
yeah,
Hey, what's the matter with you?
he got hammered.
What kind of water is this anyhow?
Oh yeah, doesn't he drink to it? Oh yeah. Fucking ads.
No one seems to know this, but Amazon actually has a $50 million fund that they have to pay out.
Peace. Now this scene, it could make it. This scene wasn't the disturbing part. Which scene was disturbing? In regards, this one's promoting alcohol to kids, making it seem like it's so fun to be using it.
Balloonies. Hi, George.
This brings like so many memories.
It's a pretty strict slick.
Which scene was disturbing though? I'm just trying to think in my mind. From Dumbo, there was one. It's either this one.
Say, that's very, very clever. I'll blow a great big one. It's a pretty hey. Dumbo. You see what I see?
I think this part was making me scared. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is happening? Yeah, man, this part was fucking scary to me.
Look out! Big elephants on parade. Here they come. Hippity hoppity. They're here and there. Big elephants everywhere. Look out! Look out! They're walking around the bed on their head. Hippity hoppity. Parade. Invade. Big elephants on parade.
What'll I do? What'll I
Yeah, this thing looks scary to me.
I can stand the sight of worms and look at microscopic germs, but technicolor pachyderms is really too much for me.
I am not the type to faint when things are odd or things are quaint. But seeing things you know that ain't concerned will give you an awful fright. What a sight!
Chase them away.
Oh, yeah, this is weird, man.
I'm afraid. Need your aid. Big elephants on parade.
This is scary, dude.
Big elephants.
Oh, there are pyramids there. We got a serpent. Belly dancing. Kind of weird. An all-seeing eye. Kind of weird, bro. Oh, the comedy show. Oh, yeah. The world's a stage. Okay, this shit's almost done, right? Oh, hang on. Hang on. I think there's some more at the end of that. But yeah, this is kind of weird too. This is kind of weird, man. The checkerboard. Okay, this is fucked up, honestly. Anyway, let's continue here.
Ever been to Pleasure Island?
So here, Pinocchio. This one's kind of disturbing too. So we're gonna start here where they're in the carriage.
You tear to join apart, and nobody says a word. Roam around.
Essentially, the kids go to Pleasure Island
Yeah, and it's all
to go have
free.
fun
Boy, that's the
and do all the sorts of things they want to do. It's kind of creepy looking at that clown. So they're gonna go fight someone.
Come on, let's go and poke somebody in the nose.
Model home for destruction.
Okay, Nappy.
It kind of is like a church almost, like a museum church. Being bad, so fun.
What'd I tell you? Ain't this a swell joint?
Destroying the stained glass window.
Ain't it?
Yeah, huh?
Oh yeah,
Get a load
this
of that
part
stained glass window.
is kind of fucked up too. So his friend is looking for him?
Pinocchio!
His good conscience? The 8 ball.
Hey, where are you?
Doesn't 8 represent like infinite or something?
Pinocchio!
We're gonna come back to that. I'll talk about that later.
Hey, where are you?
Where do you suppose all the kids went?
So they're smoking and drinking.
They're around here somewhere. You're having a good time, ain't you?
Uh-huh. I sure am. Where do you suppose all the kids went
This
to,
is a life.
Redwick?
Yeah, they're around here somewhere.
Yeah.
You're having a good time.
Yeah, when I was a
ain't you?
kid, I was watching this. Like, I wonder how that would be.
Oh boy,
Take a big
this is a
drink.
life. Up and
And they even say drag.
Yeah. Okay, Nappy. It sure is.
Look, they're showing kids how to smoke it, man. That's fucked, dude.
like this.
Okay, Nappy.
And then I know someone could say, "Oh, but look, they're showing how bad it is for someone." Then that's not the point. The point is they're showing the child the content.
Losing your grip?
They don't need to know about smoking. They don't need to.
Some fun, huh, kid?
So this is where I
What's the matter, Slats?
How do you
Losing
ever
your
expect
grip?
to be a real
The 8 ball. It's a symbol, man.
Smoke,
Pinocchio!
playing poop.
So this is where I find you. How do you ever expect to be a real boy?
He's my conscience.
Look
He
at you.
tells me what's right and wrong.
Smoke,
What?
playing poop.
You mean to tell me you think where's my grass?
Oh yeah, it's like also
He's my conscience. He tells me what's right and wrong.
listening to your conscience over listening to God. That's like a huge difference. The game, this Disney has also a theme of wishes, like wishing to a star or wishing to yourself, or the magic power of wishing or dreaming to your own power. A wish, that's the only thing they ever ask. Magic. That magic and wishing to your about you have your own power of magic wishing power, or wishing to something, some object, some magical being, but not God, to get something you need.
Think something was gonna happen.
And then they turn into jackasses. This part was scary for me because you're a little kid and you're like, these kids get turned into freaking. They go to Pleasure Island, they get tricked, they get turned to these things, these animals, and then they can't. They never see their family again.
You laugh like a donkey.
They get kidnapped. So it's like talking about trafficking children, to be honest, mostly.
Huh? What the? What's going on? I've been double crossed. Help! Help! Somebody help!
That missing children they're really running away to Pleasure Island.
You gotta help me. Them now. God, if you call anybody.
He's begging to. Oh yeah, that's pretty scary, man. When you're a kid, you don't need to see this shit. It's interesting that Pinocchio turns into one even though he's made of wood. Trying to escape here.
With the world in chaos,
Oh, this clown, eh? I keep seeing this clown, stupid liar.
seemingly mad behavior.
Stuart Hurlbert? Professor Stuart, you're a scammer and you're lying about the creation. I'll talk about him one another day. Anyway, so then this scene was pretty scary too here when they're all caught.
Alexander.
He's
Yes, sir.
he's crying.
I want to go home to my mama.
So sad. Disturbing scenes. They never ever leave. Those guys.
You boys have had your fun. Now pay for it.
Anyway, we'll try to keep it short like that because we have a lot to go through. Now, okay, Pocahontas. This part, it was always very disturbing to me. First of all, they had a song here, and it was talking about the native people and the Europeans when the Europeans settled the North Americas, right? And they were singing one scene and they were marching to fight each other. They were calling each other savages, and it was super uncomfortable for me because I was thinking in my stomach like, it's calling one whole race savages, even though they called each other savages. It was kind of like not. I felt not that wasn't appropriate for kids, and I was a kid at the time. And maybe I was 11, 10, 12, but when I was younger, I saw Pinocchio. I think Pinocchio I saw earlier, 7 years old. But some people see them younger, eh? But this part, Pocahontas, right? When I was a kid, seeing stuff like, I think I was younger when I saw this too. So essentially, there's this magic tree, right?
What about it?
So small at first, then look how they grow.
Mm.
But someone has to start.
And she's like doing some kind of tea reading,
Sometimes the right path is not the easiest one.
tea leaf reading, some kind of Wicca magic bullshit. She's some kind of sage woman. And this part was so uncomfortable for me. They were like, when they kiss, this is like you're a little kid. You don't just see this romance bullshit. And especially like this part. Oh my god! I think she was telling them to fuck essentially here. Yeah, this is essentially what she was trying to get them to do. And then this guy comes out of nowhere right in this moment. And he sees this fucking, super shameful thing at the time, right? And then this guy, he comes out, and this is so like she's cheating on him. Oh shit! And they fight to the death. And I have to say the animation does, still stand up to this day, hold up to this day. Actually, it looks great, actually. But this part, made me uncomfortable too, because she got hurt there. And this part, oh my gosh. Oh yeah, he listens to... Oh shit, she's right there? Both eyes open to shoot the rifle. Oh yeah, this part, man, I felt so sad. I feel like, why couldn't they live? Like,
You killed him.
I thought what? That it would just knock him out. What did you think, dude? I really want to ask him. Oh my god! And then he just kills him, and then it's so sad. Like, it was just that whole scene, and then before that, Pocahontas, she's running around. We're gonna analyze the songs later of all this stuff, but there's a song that she sings that's very anti-Christian, to be honest. Okay, so here, this part. Oh my gosh, guys, you have no idea. When I was a younger kid, I think I was like 7 years old, or hang on, what? How old was I when this thing came out? Okay, regardless, who cares? I was a little kid. This part made me so uncomfortable. Okay, I think... Oh yeah, this part here. Oh my gosh, this part was so fucked up. When I was a kid, I'm like, this actually made me feel aroused when I was a kid. This part, and it's like I felt so uncomfortable because I'm watching it with my family when I'm a little kid, and this part here was the part that I felt really comfortable as a child. I think that's not appropriate. I think they knew how to really draw that facial expression. Now another scene that was very uncomfortable for me is this one wasn't so much as it was like nothing really happened I could say that was so outright bad. It just felt uncomfortable, like a black magic. The scene when Aurora, oh shit, Maleficent's right there. That's scary, man. So she could just be there? So she hypnotizes her. This part really made me scared.
I don't see why she has to marry any old prince. Well, that's not for us to decide, dear.
Oh yeah, how does she... Oh, she's able to go through the wall. Oh, she makes it...
Maybe we should tell King Stefan about the boy. Well, why don't we? Listen. Maleficent. Rose. Oh, why did I leave her alone? Rose.
Down. Like a secret path, right? How are they gonna get through that? Why don't... They don't have magic?
Here.
What? They could have done it the whole time. And they caught up so fast, too. But didn't they say... Yeah, I mean, they said what they wanted her to do. They wanted her to touch the thing. Wait, why don't they destroy the thing? Oh, they said destroy all spindles. I think they did destroy all spindles. But there was one secret one. It's just super ominous and dark. It's like kind of like pricking your finger for blood, right?
Touch the spindles. Touch it, I say. You poor simple fools, thinking you could defeat me, the mistress of all evil. Well, here's your precious princess.
I'm gonna show her dead on the ground there. Super graphic and disturbing. And then also, you know, and then Disney starts flipping around later on. You know, that was in the 90s, but now in the later era, 2000s, 2010, 13, 14, 15, who knows, whatever, when the stupid movie came out. But they started making, it was a theme about making evil people, evil characters, good guys, misunderstood. Just like the devil wants to be seen as misunderstood. So they have, you know, Maleficent here, and we just watched the trailer here, but you know, we could say just, wow, there's some kind of like demon that's actually a good, living in the forest. She's a demon. She's been watching over me my whole life. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Don't be afraid.
They changed the story, but that's kind of fucked up.
Then come out.
Then you'll be afraid.
That's fucked up. And Angelina Jolie she's a witch in this craft. When we say, oh, they're witches or warlocks, someone might laugh at that, hearing that, but you don't understand the people who run the world. You just don't. I'm not going to say I understand them fully, but we're going to continue here. And this scene here, when the Little Mermaid, Ariel, essentially sells her soul to the witch. Another theme of witches, eh? Witches and black magic.
You've got it, sweet cakes. No more talking, singing, zip.
But without my voice, how can I?
You know how it looks. Your pretty face. And don't underestimate the importance of body language. The men up there don't like a lot of blabber. They think a girl who gossips is a bore.
That's kind of fucked up.
It's much preferred for ladies not to say a word, and after all, dear, what is idle prattle for? Come on, then, not all men impressed with conversation. Two gentlemen avoid it when they can, but they do it soon and fall on a lady who's withdrawn. It's she who holds her tongue who gets a man. Come on, you poor unfortunate soul. Go ahead, make your choice. I'm a very busy woman, and
This song sucks. I don't know why. Anyone would say this song is good. And I felt uncomfortable when this scene happened. Oh yeah, and also I want to tell you something about another symbol here. There's symbols in the occult. Essentially the spiral. The spiral is a pedophile symbol. And if you see any establishment with that, you can be sure the owner or someone there working ownership or being in business with that person, someone involved in that company is a pedophile or harboring pedophiles or is connected to pedophiles, because the world is run by pedophiles and Disney is run by a bunch of pedophiles. And essentially they groom, you've heard maybe of the gay mafia in Hollywood, but essentially this elite group of pedophiles that they like to do everything backwards, and they like to invert everything that God wishes, and they like to use symbols to communicate. Black and white checkerboards, but she's wearing the conch on her chest. It seems like a pedophile symbol. And octopuses can be used as a pedophile symbol because their tentacles are used as spirals. It's like a secret way to communicate pedophilia. So I think she could be a pedophile witch. Interesting. She steals the voices of the youth. Weird. She'd have to be so stupid to... I guess the youth have done some stupid choices in their life. Like, I've done some dumbass things. Well, I'm glad I didn't sell my soul to a witch. Or my voice to a witch. Well, she's essentially selling her soul because she's gonna fail her... Like, she has to perform a task it's impossible for her to achieve, and she'll lose her soul. Oh, and she almost drowned right here. That's fucked. That's so fucked up. She almost drowns. Yeah, it's fucked up. And then the real story it's based off a real story that's sad. When she couldn't achieve her dream in the book, the fairy tale. I don't even know if you could call these fairy tales, but these old stories about like how I think she couldn't make it in time, and the prince went with someone else, and then she threw herself off of a cliff, off of the castle wall, and she smashed on the shore and turned to foam. Anyway, so I think again Disney likes to traumatize. So in this scene here, the beginning of Finding Nemo, I felt this scene was so traumatizing as a young kid. You see Marlin. Is his name Marlin, right? And you see like this loving relationship between him and his wife. He's depressed the whole movie afterward, forever. I mean, right at the end he changes, right? But I mean, he's depressed because his wife gets killed literally right in front Oh wow. Oh, Nemo sees it all too.
Wake up, poke their little heads down, and they see a whale sitting right by their bedroom.
And why are their kids not like in their house?
You want to name all of them right now? All right. We'll name this half Marlin Jr. and then this half Coral Jr. Okay, we're done.
I like Nemo.
Nemo. And we'll name one Nemo, but I'd like most of them to be Marlin Jr.
Just think in a couple of days,
Huh.
we're gonna be parents.
What if they don't like me?
Marlin, there's over 400 eggs. Odds are one of them is bound to like you.
Showing like this seems like showing his beautiful wife, right?
Excuse me, miss. Can you check and see if I have a hook in my neck? Oh, you gotta look closer because it's winging me. Cutie's here.
Oh, this is scary.
Where did everybody go?
She should have just went back. If he just went back, what was she thinking?
Don't. They'll be fine. Just get inside you right now.
He tried, eh? When the ending here, oh my god, he wakes up and it's just like you're a little kid. You watch this shit for the first time. You just see the mom. She just pretty much got killed, eaten, and she's dead. You know what I mean? Like they put this trauma right in front of the kid, right? And well, actually, I wanted to talk about also another movie I watched recently. Oh, we're gonna talk about another trauma though first. Bambi. So I remember when I was a kid, this part made me really uncomfortable and sad too. But it's just I felt like it was one of these movies, Disney movies, I didn't want to watch. Once I watched it once, I just never wanted to watch it again because it was too sad for me. Now I'm older, I guess I'm desensitized to a lot of stuff, but when they're running, oh shit, I think she told them to run. Let's just go back here. This is the beginning part. So sad. They kill her. This one makes you cry. And this is just too much, man. This is just too much for any fucking little kid to see, okay? So fucking bad, bro. And the snow walking, and then he sees her dead on the ground. Oh no, the cool guy tells him he's like the. Where's the father? Wasn't he the father? I think he's the father, right? Oh, it is. And then it shows about him getting a love, and it's just like about the same thing that they want to teach kids. Like they want to teach kids that there's no God and that life is an infinite circle, a cycle of death and rebirth. And the circle of life essentially is what we'll get into in the music part comes of the video, but straight up Disney's goal is to over-sexualize the youth, teach them about occult magic, get them desensitized to, like, shock them with graphic, like, and emotional shock value, put them through that, desensitize them, get them thinking about romance, insinuate sex, get them interested in magic and wishing and dreaming on stars and spellcraft and using spellcraft and thinking that they can use magic to get their dreams, which is kind of true actually. If you do dabble in the occult, some doors will open to you, but that's not of God. And let me see here. Yeah, Lion King is about that too, the circle of life, of death and reincarnation. But anyway, let's continue here. Actually, I want to talk about Wish.
And this is the thanks I get. This is the thanks I get.
Wish is actually, I watched it recently, and this part here, it's like the music part. Okay, essentially, Wish is about a king who is a magical sorcerer king. He made a city with a huge tower that kind of resembles the Tower of Babylon. I think it's symbolizing the Tower of Babylon, the Tower of Babel, and he's actually representing God, and he's like the elites. They think that he's over controlling and evil, over protecting, over controlling, and he even sings about how he's omnipotent, and he's benevolent. These are two traits that God has. And then someone was analyzing the lyrics, and they're saying the song, it's not actually putting in the mind of the youth that he's an evil person. It's just saying he's handsome, he's brave, he takes care of his people. How is he evil, right? But they're kind of aligning these traits with someone who's evil. And he says he got his genetics from outer space. Is teaching the same thing, that we are stardust. The same lie. Oh yeah, this song. Someone praised me for my benevolence. And this song is kind of catchy, but it's not like their best song that Disney has made. But I think my only complaint about the movie Wish is that this guy, he went full retard evil character in the first 5 minutes after you've talked to him. They should have made it slower. That's my opinion, but and this is the thanks again. But anyway, the character here is a star. The star is a symbol. It's a pentagram. It's a cult symbol. And I noticed the goat. The goat is the symbol of an occult animal. I think this guy, he just did a 666 hand sign. Yeah, people were saying that the lyrics and his character wasn't so evil. I mean, I don't think he was good, but. And also, if you want to talk about the woke thing, like the woke characters, I mean, I don't really care to talk about the race thing, to be honest, but the thing is that there is a true race war thing that these elites do kind of put out. And they kind of make the white people in the two white male strong characters in the show, in the movie, were kind of the evil characters. This guy and that other young boy who wanted to be like a knight. So I just felt like, I don't really care if the character's white. I'm actually a mix of races, but I'm mostly, I guess I look white, right? But I don't feel white, even though I'm mixed, right? But the point is that I don't really care about that, but I can feel like right now the shift is happening, and it's an animosity towards the white people. But this it just comes at a strange time, and again, he's symbolizing God, and she's rebelling against him. And especially, there's a part, oh yeah, the part where she wishes. Hang on, let's find it. Oh, this is the part. Oh yeah, this is. This part's complete blasphemy.
And why our eyes all look like microscopic galaxies. Have you ever wondered why?
No, it's not God, right? Yeah, why? It's not God? Yeah, God. God made it. Listen to what they say carefully.
Did we just blow your mind? Well, I've known the entire time.
When it comes to the universe, we're all shareholders. Get that for your system.
We were all just little nebulae in a nursery from supernovas. Now
You're a star. Listen.
Now we're taking it all to star soldier.
We believe that
See, that's where all the balls of gas come from.
Nope.
hey, you still look like you're hanging on by a thread. But if you just see the mushrooms,
No lies.
So you're dust.
See, that's where all the balls of gas come from.
hey, you still look like you're hanging on by a thread.
Look.
Just see the mushrooms and you'll understand.
Okay. They just said the mushrooms, the magic mushrooms just said, eat us and you'll understand. This is a humanistic belief that we are the universe, we are everything, and we are God. Which we're going to come back to Pocahontas. So in other words, you're a star because you're the stardust, he made us, which is not true. God, we didn't evolve from stardust, okay? This is what they're trying to say. It's kind of like a play on it because a star is an occult symbol anyway. And you know the celebrities, there's the superstars. That's what they call them. That's what they got the Hollywood stars in Hollywood. You put the star on the ground. Yeah, they're just saying. And they're saying that we were. Just eat the mushrooms and you'll understand. I talk about how psychedelic magic mushrooms, they are not good for Christians, and they teach the same thing. Essentially, spirits, evil demons, entities teach this monistic philosophy when you're on shrooms. I've done it before, and it's highly convincing. But the Bible says don't go off by what you feel, but what you think. What the Bible teaches. Oh yeah, this is the part. It says that we are our own origin story. This is like, I'd have my talk with my kid after this. This is why you should just avoid Disney if you have kids. And look, they got the spiral here. Oh yeah, there's a pedophile flower symbol. In this, there it is. And it could be also seen as 3 6s, 1 2 3. Anyway, that's enough of this garbage. But that's the thing about Wish, is that it's completely satanic because it's teaching about the power of your own power of wishing, and essentially it's a symbolic of rebelling against God and making God look like evil and over controlling and the bad guy. Now let's continue here.
Once upon a time in a faraway land.
Now, Beauty and the Beast. This part was kind of scary for me, actually.
Although he had everything
when I was a kid.
The prince was spoiled.
Disturbing, man. Highly disturbing.
But then, one winter's night, an old beggar woman came to the castle and offered him a single rose in return for shelter from the bitter cold. repulsed by her haggard appearance. The prince sneered at the gift and turned
Man, the visuals
old woman
still
away.
look.
But she warned him
Visuals look
not to be
amazing.
deceived by
Still.
appearances, for beauty is found within. And when he dismissed her again,
Look, the sun and the moon.
the old woman's ugliness melted away to reveal a beautiful enchantress. The prince tried to apologize, but it was too late, for she had seen that there was no love in his heart. And as punishment, she transformed him into a hideous beast and placed a powerful spell.
The old woman away, but she warned him not to be deceived by appearances.
On the castle, and all who lived there. Ashamed of his monstrous form, the beast concealed himself inside his castle with a magic mirror as his only window to the outside world. The rose she had offered was truly an
She's doing the 666.
which would
Right there,
last
too.
until his 21st year. If he could learn to love another,
And this one's like a female falling in love with a monster.
time the last petals fell, then the spell would be broken. If not, he would be doomed.
And there's another part where it kind of shows him scratching his picture. That part really scared me when I was a kid.
As
But
the years
I'm not gonna go look for that
passed,
scene
he
specifically.
fell into despair and lost
But essentially,
all hope.
blah 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 blah. He's trying
For
to.
who could ever learn?
It's like a movie about bestiality, to be honest. And then even in the new remake, they make the monster, the beast, his horns look bigger, more demonic look, like satanic looking. And there's actually a LGBTQ character squeezed in there as one of the other side characters to, normalize that for little kids. Now here we go, Aladdin 2019, the actual remake. I want to show you here just a scene where he actually awakens the actual genie, and I want to show you that it's actually symbolic of an erection, a male erection, when he rubs the lamp and holds the lamp near his genital, right near his cock. His cock is getting erected right there. Let's just say it like how it is. It's showing a rock hard cock for little kids, just like Tyler Durden says. Remember, he was splicing those single frames of pornography in in family films. They even put that in there. It's not like a joke. It's actually planned. And they do it purposefully. I should close some of this shit. Hang on. Let me just close some of this garbage. What's happening here? I should close some of it. No, I need to keep it open. Okay, so here, I want to show you about this part in Dwayne The Rock Johnson's... Oh, it's Moana. But in the movie here, he starts singing. And essentially, it's about The Rock. He's not the main... He's like one of the main characters. But essentially, Moana's a girl. And Dwayne plays a demigod. A half fallen angel, half human person. So the Nephilim, and that's another time I've mentioned that they've used a character like this. This is another time they're using it, and I thumbed this video down. Even though I love this song, you can see here they even have a reference to flat Earth, because they said he was holding up the sky, and it's showing him holding up the dome. And my main issue is that they say no need to pray. You're welcome. Let's see. Wait. I'm just gonna find that part. Let's see. Yeah, there's no need to pray. Okay, you're welcome. Okay, so that's not good. That's something they're teaching little kids. So fuck you, Disney, for that. Just be really blunt here. Sorry, my computer's so fucking slow because I have so many freaking tabs open right now. And what is this shit? Oh yeah, this one, Little Mermaid. When I was a kid, when I was a young boy, watching this made me cringe and made me so embarrassed. It just made me so like uncomfortable. I was like, why do they have to have this bullshit in a movie for little kids? It's so fucked up, man. How many youth do you think these movies influence to have early pregnancies, early sexual experiences, and fuck their life up? Or have kids that are being raised by single parents? Did you? Why doesn't he want to kiss her? Anyway, that made me super uncomfortable. I felt so sad. And even the ending, I felt sad that she had to separate from her family to be with him. When in the end, he should have said, you know what, I'm going to give up my kingdom to come and live with you underwater. That's how it should have ended, in my opinion. Now, they probably made another movie about that. Who cares? Now this one comes back to what the elites teach and their beliefs about how they believe that there's a God above who's overly controlling, and there's a God below, and it's like kind of like about the mother goddess and mother nature, and how that all ties in the green movement and the nature and animals living one. And some beliefs even tie with like believing in every single object has a soul. And I mean people are free to believe what they want, but people who believe that, they're essentially going to believe that they should destroy Christians because in the Bible God says that, you know, that's obviously not true. And you know, the Bible doesn't say go destroy everyone on the earth if they don't believe Christianity. It doesn't teach that. But these people are essentially going to want to kill everyone. The people who are like, you know, Mother Nature fanatics, they're going to say, you know what, we're going to kill Christians to live in peace, because God said that animals and nature were meant for man to, you know, to bend to their will. And here we see, let's see, here we go. When Moana, she fights this demon thing, she essentially, what the hell does she do? Oh yeah, there's like a spiral pedophile symbol again. And again, I'm telling you guys, these elites use the spiral to communicate with each other. It could be a snail shell, a conch shell, a squid's tentacles, or just a spiral, or a heart spiral, or a triangle spiral.
Let her come to me.
But that's a pedophile symbol. And these people are using it in kids' movies. Again, these, you know, pedophiles could easily use these characters to create events to lure kids to go see something and take, you know, kids could be vulnerable. But I know that the elites are teaching their Mother Nature beliefs. Let's see what happens here. I've never seen this before. What the hell? Is she talking to the god of the ocean or something? It's like from destruction to rebirth. Yeah, it's like the same thing. Well, death and rebirth, the never-ending cycle. That's what they teach, guys. And the Mother Goddess, Mother Nature. Now here we're gonna see about this one. Came out before. It came out in 2000, but it's called Fantasia Fantasia 2000. And this one, there's a scene about same thing, the Mother Nature goddess. Watch, death and rebirth. But this nature green goddess thing starts flying around, making everything green. You know, the cycle of, you know, the seasons. She awakens some kind of fire demon, some kind of phoenix of destruction. And this person, I think they put some shitty music on top of it. Sounds like it. So meet that. But essentially, there's a cycle here. We see the same pattern that Disney likes to talk about. They don't like to talk about Jesus Christ or God or the real history. They like to talk about this fantasy la 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 and bullshit, reincarnation, infinite cycle type bullshit. Now let's finish up here. We're gonna go through the songs. Different songs, but I just want to see if I can just touch up verbally to talk about on other propaganda that they put into the actual media. But essentially, one thing they put in is propaganda for space. Toy Story was a prime example of that. Buzz Lightyear represented Buzz Aldrin, the real astronaut, and they put a space character here. And interestingly enough, his name's Buzz Aldrin, meaning infinity. But that's talking about saying the cycles, the never-ending cycles of death and rebirth, and that these evil elites, they're trying to break this cycle and defeat death. That's actually their goals, but they're wrong because they don't want to follow biblical narrative. They don't want to accept that they're sinners. They just want to keep living in sin forever, which is just going to lead to suffering forever. But actually, I want to talk about mention quickly that in Wish, that sorcerer guy, there was a forbidden evil spell book that he started using, and he started getting like possessed by dark powers. But he essentially was like, the fuck? Why? What is happening here? Oh my gosh. Did I just close all the tabs? Don't tell me I closed all the tabs. No, you bastard! What's that, guys? Fuck you. Okay, so essentially, I hope they didn't close it. No, right? Don't close it, please. I'm sorry. Okay, good. So essentially, Toy Story. There could be the other things I'm forgetting about, but I remember there was aliens in there, and oh yeah, was there something eluded in that scene with the arm? Let me just see here. Toy Story 1 machine. Claw machine. Oh, it's called Pizza Planet. Oh yeah, guys, I think I talked to you guys about I've made videos about how the elites, they talk to each other in code regarding the child trafficking. And pizza is actually their go-to code word. Cheese pizza, pepperoni pizza for boy or girl. But after that was found out, I think they're using quesadillas or burritos now. And still they use pizza. Because they know that we can't do anything, to be honest. But it's kind of interesting that here they're talking about pizza. With something regarding children, right? It's not a coincidence, guys.
Now the entrance is public. You need a way to get inside. Great idea, Woody. I like your thinking.
Okay, let's go over to the call machine.
Stranger from the outside.
Greetings. I am Buzz Lightyear. I come in peace. Sector 12. Who's in charge here?
Claw is our master. Claw chooses who will go and who will stay.
That could be kind of seen as a religious kind of connotation there. It could be symbolic of religion. Anyway, so continuing on with Toy Story, it promotes outer space, and they want to get that early on, as early as they can, to get that into little kids, even though they'll never even see it, they'll never even go to it, they'll never even see real images of it. We'll never get any scientific technology to even have anything that will benefit man. Space, nothing from space will ever benefit man, because there is no space. But they want to get that in the minds of the kids, because they want to get into the mind that the age of the earth is billions of years old, that we evolved from a slime bacteria into a fish, to an amphibian, to a monkey, and then to primitive man and onward. And that we're going to evolve into an alien, a high level of being with advanced technology, and then we're going to evolve to a god-like being that can go beyond universes and dimensions. That's what they're teaching. And that that there's other aliens and other life, and that there's no God, and the God didn't create us, especially in the center of the universe, and that we're special, and that there's an afterlife, and that they just teach that there's nothing. So this is what they're teaching. So that's what Lilo and Stitch is about. I didn't watch the whole thing. I mean, no, I did. I watched the first one, but that was a long time ago. But if I have to rewatch it. But essentially, that's the basic image of they're putting in here is there's space and other life. And a quick Google search is that if you just Google was Walt Disney really a pedophile? Look, you can see here someone wrote this a long time ago, but he wrote stories about women and children being assaulted by grown men. He's the biggest pedophile Hollywood has known. Anyone defending him needs help because they're just as bad as him. And I think it was saying like there's a lot of rumors that after he died, since Walt Disney's death in 1966, many have come forward hinting or accusing Walt Disney of being a pedophile. Among those was President Reagan's first wife, Jane Wyman, and Disney's biggest child star, Bobby Driscoll. Interesting. And when I was a kid, Walt Disney is such a so part of the occult and so part of this brainwashing, and such a big powerful figure, because when we're kids in North America, where I am, we learn about him in school, and that he was like about his life and everything, how he grew up and everything. And we read books about him. I think he wrote Charlotte's Web, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but the point is that he's seen like a hero, but really allegations of him being hot-tempered and a pedophile and probably satanic, now that we know. And he's actually a huge part of the propaganda machine that controls the public's mind. And he's a pedophile. And also I have images here showing him and a picture of him and Warren von Braun, who was head of NASA. He was an ex-Nazi scientist that World War II, the Americans, they got the this Nazi soldier scientist from World War II over to their side, and then Werner von Braun was the head. He was the creator of the V2 rocket, the one that allegedly got us to space and won the space race. And essentially, you have a photo here of him with Walt Disney, because they are just producing material. They're making an agreement, and they're going to make space real in the minds of the public through cartoons and media and movies. And you can even see Universal Studio. They didn't even know how the Earth looked, but that it was a ball. They didn't even go to space yet, but they still put Universal Studios, the symbol. And I even put in a picture here of this car company called Cielo, and it's showing how they know too that we're living in a dome, and Cielo means sky in Spanish, but you can see they know the truth. So I'm going to make a video about Flat Earth later in depth, very in depth. But it just takes a lot of time and energy, and especially editing down these videos. But I'm gonna try to do my best for this one. Okay, now continuing to Disney kids and Disney stars. I'm just gonna take a little break here. So Disney is a satanic corporation that was created by a pedophile, Walt Disney. Essentially, these secret societies, they have families and they put their kids in these programs, I guess, to make them like into superstars or famous, or I guess they groom them and they groom the kids into all this weird beliefs, but they mess the kid up and the kid becomes a pedophile. But essentially, they pass the kids around, and when the kid becomes older, they get messed up, and that's why they always go into drugs. All these Hollywood and famous people, because they get like abused when they're children. But we can see the Disney kids, all of them are going through that, and it's very sad. But like the Olsen twins, when they were younger, they were famous in the 90s. These twin girls that were in a lot of family movies, when they grew up, they look like messed up, like on drugs, and then they became really weird looking. And then I can kind of see from their eyes, they look like they're witches, and they're involved in pedophilia. I know they're trafficking children, something to do with it, because Lindsay Lohan, another Disney girl, when she was a famous little girl, then she got older, started doing drugs, and then there was a video that surfaced with her, which I've covered in other videos, of her in the streets of New York, talking to the Syrian, when it was a Syrian refugee crisis. She's found a mother and father on the street sitting with a boy and girl, and she was telling the parents that she wanted to take the boy to the hotel to take care of the kids. She said at least take the boy, because she wanted to do something probably sexual and probably kill it and drink the blood and eat. Just research adrenochrome, but essentially adrenochrome is a drug that is released from they drink the adrenaline gland. They essentially eat the adrenaline from the adrenaline gland. And sometimes I find it's hard for me to say these videos lately, especially. I feel like it's some kind of weakening, spiritual weakening, just so I'm stopped from saying this stuff, right? But anyway, we see before and after, they look messed up, man. And Lindsay Lohan's messed up, and she's definitely involved in the pedophile ring. And Macaulay Culkin, I want to throw in because he was a famous 90s child star. And I grew up watching Home Alone. And then when he gets older, he starts doing drugs, and he starts singing about pizza and acting like really weird and looking really weird. And we all know from Pizzagate that it was outed that the elites communicate through code words to talk about trafficking children or people in general. But unfortunately, pizza is one of their code words, cheese, and I'm suspecting enchiladas and even burritos perhaps. But it's disturbing. Yes, it's very sad. God protect the young ones, and God damn the ones hurting them. And you stupid elite Illuminati dumbasses, they're so stupid, because they believe like what they're doing is for the better of all humankind, and actually is good. But you guys are so stupid. Where did you guys learn your information from? From a fucking mushroom? I bet you their Illuminati beliefs came from a stupid fucking mushroom. They fucking got high off a drug, and then they got these weak-minded Gnostics. They fucking got influenced by a evil spirit while they were high on some psychedelic drug, and that's how their whole belief. How do you trust a fucking spirit fucking from a drug? It's so ridiculous. Okay, why would the creator of this freaking universe like have some fucking back door so you can talk to a spirit that he will tell you information on how to destroy him? It's just so stupid to me. It's just so stupid. They just don't want to believe that God is actually super benevolent and perfect, and that he has a perfect plan, and that life is humbling, is a humbling experience, and that we're supposed to actually go through suffering. They just can't understand that. They don't want to believe it. And they're wrong, because they're wrong about duality. They believe everything's dualistic, which is not. I mean, you could say male and female are dualistic, but is the world dualistic? No. But I talked about that already. Light is an absence. I mean, darkness is the absence of light. Heat is cold is an absence of heat, energy. Evil is a lack of good. So, These are just things that you're just lacking. So it's not dualistic if it's just something and nothing. You know what I mean? Anyway, and then all these kids get molested. Let's look at that kid. Oh, look at the Terminator. Isn't Terminator 2? Let's see. Terminator 2 is Terminator Disney? Is Terminator Disney? Yes or no? Fuck. Okay, well, regardless, he's another child star. The boy from Terminator 2. Terminator 2 boy actor. Edward Furlong. This guy's messed up. You can just search him now. He's fucked up on drugs, man. Because we all know when they're little kids on set, they're getting raped by male actors, like the directors and all these weird people, man. All these weird people in Hollywood. And then let's look at the boy from so the boy from Star Wars. This is Disney. Star Wars Episode 1 boy actor. Jake Matthew Lloyd. This guy's fucked up, man. He started doing a lot of drugs, and he actually pulled away from Hollywood, and he actually threatened to hurt his mother one time. The police came, and he got pulled over for DUIs. He's just, messed up mentally. He probably wished he never got into that. And I bet you I don't know, I feel bad for him. I honestly feel bad for him. I pray for these people, man, that they can get healed by God. Disney kids. Oh yeah, what's that one girl? Hannah Montana. Oh look, Hannah Montana. She's a Disney kid, and this was freaking. What's her name? Oh, Hannah Montana is Miley Cyrus. Oh right, she was Miley Cyrus, and then she got turned into a famous superstar, right? But look at her here. She's doing the shush. She's doing the shh symbol. So we know anyone who's doing this symbol, anyone on YouTube you see doing this is a sellout. Is a pathetic sellout loser that couldn't make it out on their own, so they had to sell out to the cult. And they're just pathetic. And who's the other girl? There's another 90s Disney. Trust me, behind the scenes, these kids are doing when they get adults, they become doing drugs. Look at Shia LaBeouf. He's done some Disney movies, has he not? Oh yeah, look, he started as a youngest siblings in the Disney Channel series, Even Stevens. But look what happened to him after he became an actor. He had a full-blown mental breakdown. Remember, he was putting the bag over his face? I'm telling you guys, Disney is evil, and they freaking fuck up the kids, man. All of them. Okay, guys, I just want to add here, Star Wars is owned by Disney. I think they bought it a few years ago. But we can see it's not just limited to just the Disney kids actors. It's all Hollywood, because the world's ran by pedophiles essentially. So look at what happened to this boy actor. This guy, we never heard from him again. And when you go and search for him, look what happened. This guy is struggling with mental health and drug addiction, because guaranteed when he was a little boy, he was being raped by all these male like the people who are directors and actors and everything. They do weird things with kids, so they mess them up. But I think he even tried to, there was a police report that the police came because he was threatening to hurt his mom. And he's been I pray for these kids, man. These people, I feel sorry for them, but they're broken and they know that Hollywood's evil, and they just want to push far away from that. Look at this kid. It's Terminator 2. This guy got messed up too. Edward Furlong. Edward Furlong bravely shares his rock bottom story. He looks bad, and he's a heroin and cocaine addict. Why do you think so? Why are all these celebrities going through the same thing? Because you think that because they have access to everything that they'd be happy, but no, it's the opposite. Because they have to sell out and they have to sacrifice things to get into that position, and then they end up broken. Oh yeah, Amanda Bynes. She was like another Disney kid. that that ended up, you know, doing a weird, like, her hair was like all wild in her court case, but she had to go to court for some DUI or something. I don't remember exactly the case, but she was messed up. She was like a child star, and then when they get older, they get so messed up. So I just recommend follow up with your child Disney stars and see how they're doing years later.
This is an illustration of the Leviathan, the creature guarding the entrance to Atlantis.
With something like that, I would have white wine, I think.
It's a mythical sea serpent. He's described in the book of Job. The Bible says, out of his mouth go burning lights, sparks of fire shoot out, but more likely it's a carving or a sculpture to frighten the superstitious. So,
Part of life, eternal, right.
Alright, so continuing, I just want to say, like, another thing about Disney that they made was they made the movie Tron. And in Tron, Jeff Bridges, he plays he's like the main character's father. Let me just search the name. Yeah, his name's Sam Flynn, is the main character. And Jeff Bridges is Kevin Flynn? Anyway, so he builds this like world, and he builds AI in his images to help him build this world in the computer system. And then he's like essentially God, right? But he's actually like not like the God of the Bible, but the God of like how these elites believe.
Clue was my creation, a program designed to create a perfect world. Oh, we were jamming, man, building utopia. Hours in here were just minutes back home. Just when I thought it couldn't get any more profound, something unexpected happened.
The miracle.
A miracle. You remember. ISOs, isomorphic algorithms, a whole new life form.
You created them?
No. They manifested like a flame. They weren't really from anywhere. The conditions were right and they came into being. For centuries, we've dreamed of gods, spirits, aliens, an intelligence beyond our own. You seeing this? I found them in here, like flowers in a wasteland. Profoundly naive. Unimaginably wise.
And essentially they're always trying to get into the minds of the youth that either there is no God, or that man is God, or that God isn't the real God, and that he didn't create us. Or they teach that God could potentially be just like the Jeff Bridges character, just some really high level advanced being that created us and that fucked off actually, and that we eventually could someday, maybe with intelligence and science and technology, could somehow become a godlike being, advanced being.
But the trick of conducting a spell over the audience is by using a staff, the holy wood. The holy wood also, on another level, is the grove, because in ancient times and in the present times, the bigger boys like to meet in specialized places across the planet in their holy groves. Very, very important. There's much more to this even in Jewish folklore about the groves. And Moses' brass serpent that was coiled around the staff that had made, it's all allegory, of course, for something else, which I understand, but supposedly it was placed in a grove surrounded by trees, and that was a special place for the higher magi to meet. Some movies will show you the understanding within Hollywood, at least in the director's part. Many of the actors don't even understand it themselves, but the directors and producers certainly do.
9, Lucifer, and then we have their being synthesized together through the merger of Neo and Smith, the two demiurges' incarnations, in a sense, which ends in their destruction and brings about the freedom of mankind from the construct, the Matrix. So you see, that's quite in step with what I was talking about. But another movie that shows similar elements to these is Tron Legacy. So in this one you have the creator of what's called the Grid, whose name is Flynn, and at one point he's even called a deity.
Together, we have achieved a great many things. We've created a vast, complex system. We have rid it of its imperfection. Not to mention, rid it of the false deity who sought to enslave us. And the planet! Where are you now?
But then you have his co-creator, Clue, who Flynn actually made to help him, quote, create the perfect system, which is referring to his task of maintaining the grid. And this so-called grid is essentially a digital universe within a computer. So clearly in that you have the construct idea again, and with Flynn and Clue, you have the dual demiurge concept as well. But eventually Flynn's co-creator, Clue, backfires on him, and he ends up betraying him because of his obsession with perfection and order. Yet, counter to this, Flynn is portrayed as another free-spirited type hippie guy who's constantly spouting Buddhist philosophy. So he, like the Oracle, would seem to portray the Luciferian, chaotic half of the demiurge.
Chaos. Good news.
There's also this dualistic color scheme of opposing oranges and blues that's all throughout the movie. And of course, orange characters are always bad guys, and blue characters are always good guys. But Clue, after his betrayal, always appears in orange, and Flynn always appears with this blue theme. So anyway, after Clue's betrayal, Flynn becomes trapped in the grid, and then his son also finds his way and becomes trapped. And in the end, the only way his son is able to escape the grid is by Flynn merging with his co-creator, Clue, a process referred to as reintegration in the movie.
How can he be so afraid of his own creation? I mean, he built Clue. Why doesn't he just end him?
He could, but it would require reintegration.
Yeah, all right.
Flynn would never survive the event. It would mean the end of them both.
And to reintegrate literally means to bring together or to combine divided parts into a single whole, which is obviously the synthesis idea again. But when the two dramatically reintegrate with one another at the end, as expected, they both die by this massive explosion, which ends up destroying the grid and allows for Flynn's son to escape through what's called, quote, the portal in the movie. So again, here we see the dualistic demiurge synthesis, resulting in his demise as well as the destruction of the construct. But we also see an allusion to man's escape from the construct and his ascension into the higher realm in the form of the sun's escape. There's also this telltale sign of Gnostic influence in the movie that I can't help but point out before moving on.
Head towards the light, Cora.
This is a sign from the pleroma that you can come back. Just follow the light. Isn't that a nice phrase we've all heard in our culture? Follow the light. It's Gnostic. You follow the light and you will make it back to the pleroma.
And that they teach infinite cycles, endless cycles that are infinitely repeating, and that everything is God, and that we are God. And in the movie, Tron, it's essentially the same thing that these elites believe, that there's two gods. It's a dualistic. That God is dualistic in nature, that there's a God of above, a God of below, and that they are trying to essentially stop this God from a never-ending cycle of death and rebirth. That's what they believe. So they're essentially trying to teach the youth that, and then in here they're trying to teach that God potentially didn't create us.
Okay guys, what's up? I'm just going to add now the lyrics because I've been making this video for a few days and I've kind of just want to get this finished. So this is the last part of the video. We're going to go over lyrics in Disney, and I want to remind you that music is very powerful because it can influence the minds of the youth because they're hearing words that go into their mind and it's subconscious. Sometimes they don't even know what the lyrics are. You don't even hear what the song's saying, but the words still reach your subconscious. And Disney, they're very clever and they're very subtle because you have to remember Satan is very subtle. He's not going to come out and say, hey, let's all do human sacrifices, pedophilia, and do satanic rituals together. He's going to be subtle. So he's going to try to influence the masses subtly. And I'm not going to go over any of the songs that... I can't go over every song, but I'm not going to go over the songs that are like about obvious romance, like in Little Mermaid, Kiss the Girl. Because it's just obvious that they're trying to influence the youth to be over-sexualized. But let's just go for the first one. I want to talk about Hercules. Hercules, the whole story is pretty occultic in itself, because Hercules represents a Nephilim. He's actually, in the Bible, it talks about how fallen angels came down and they took wives and they had children, and those offspring became the giants of old, half human, half fallen angel, and they became giants, and they were all wiped out during the flood. But essentially, they were not good. They're not on God's side, and most of the Nephilim were evil. And all of them didn't have were like abomination. But this song, it's so interesting that this song is actually like, why is it the gospel truth? And look, I remind you that this movie has a character called Hades, which is the devil, essentially.
In the faraway land of ancient Greece, there was a golden age.
Oh wait, let's actually just listen to the whole thing actually.
Long ago, in the faraway land of ancient Greece, there was a golden age of powerful gods and extraordinary.
Oh, so it's about gods. Yeah.
The greatest and strongest of all these heroes was the mighty Hercules. But what is the measure of a true hero? Now, that is what our story is about.
Listen to him. He's making the story sound like some Greek tragedy.
Lighten up, dude. We'll take it from here, darling.
You go, girl.
We are the muses, goddesses of the arts, and proclaimers of heroes. Heroes like
Goddesses,
Hercules.
Honey, you
Interesting.
mean Hercules. I'd like to make some sweet music with his
So it's just like a play on.
Actually begins long before Hercules, many eons ago. Back when the world was new.
See, they're trying to teach you false.
The planet Earth was down on its luck.
Trying to teach you
And
false.
everywhere gigantic brutes called titans ran among.
The Nephilim.
It was a nasty place. There was a mess wherever you stepped.
Where chaos reigned and earthquakes and volcanoes never slept. And then along came Zeus. He hurled his thunderbolt.
Remember, thunder is lightning and thunder is a symbol of Satan. So they're gonna use that symbol a lot in all Disney and movies and media. That's not the gospel truth. The gospel truth is Jesus Christ, you lying satanic witches. Okay, let's go to the next song. This one's popular, but everyone knows Lion King, right? So I'm just going to kind of go through the song lyrics, but just think about it. As a Christian, are these lyrics good for a young child? Think about it. Okay. Look, well, I've never seen a king of beasts. This is Zazu, but look, a king of beasts, because this world is controlled by the beast system, and Lucifer is the temporary god of this world, and any sellout occult Illuminati people who he lifts them up and rewards them. But this song essentially, look, and I just can't wait to be king. Okay, who's the only king in real life? Jesus Christ, right? So do you think it's wise to be teaching kids to be thinking like that they deserve everything and they're kings on earth and that they should be seeking to be like lifting themselves up like this? Or is this kind of humanistic? Is this a humanistic song? Think about it. Okay, next song, this is actually from Lion King again, but The Circle of Life. Like I taught, it teaches, look, they keep talking about the planet, that the Earth's a planet. We don't live in a planet. You saw Zeus standing on top of the ball Earth, and they talked about the ball Earth. They always put the ball Earth in cartoons for kids, because they want you guys to believe in the lie about outer space, infinite planets, universes, and other life, calling God a liar. When really, we're never going to see aliens, and we're never going to meet them because they don't exist. But the government will try to fake them. And the government lies about hiding them because
they want us to. Well, first of all, they made a story. They released the Area 51 leak, and they said, "Oh, we found something. Oh, actually, no, we didn't." Just to psych out the public, and the public's gonna be like, "Oh, they're hiding something," but they were never hiding anything. Area 51 just has a bunch of movie studio equipment, and they can just film bullshit there, lies. But look, the circle of life, and it moves us all. Oh, wow, through despair and hope. Really? God doesn't do that? Through faith and love. Oh, this is satanic, guys. I've never even read this. Interesting. And look, interesting they say the sapphire sky, because the sky is a dome. It's a reflective barrier that the elites can't get through. But very interesting. We're going to move on. Now, we're going on to Pocahontas, the colors of the wind. Remember when I teach you these beliefs about... They believe in the Mother Earth, and that everything is one, and everything is God, and that everything is infinite cycles. This song is so, like, just here. We're gonna go through it. Okay, this is the part that I had a problem with. Okay, hang on. You think you own whatever land you land on. The earth is just a dead thing you can claim. But I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name. So like, it's the same thing what was talking about, talking about how some teachings, they teach that every single thing has life force and everything is alive. And that everything is a piece of God. This is exactly the same thing this is teaching. Okay, this is Pocahontas too, but this part, I never listen. Like, this is why it's important to go through it, because we never read the lyrics. Look at what she says here. Because remember, the elites, they destroyed the reason why our nation, our society is so weak, because we don't have strong families. Because families create strong neighborhoods like a chain. A strong household with a strong center father, he holds the family together, and the whole family strengthens the neighborhoods, and the neighborhoods are like chains. But since all the houses are broken, society is falling apart, and everything's weakened, and that's how the elites take control, because if everyone's weakened, it's easy to manipulate us. But look what they say here. They're trying to teach women to not settle down to be independent, to look for the next best thing. And look, they're actually telling her she's teaching the girls to not look for that man and to actually look for something better. Watch. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah. Can I ignore that sound of distant drumming for a handsome, sturdy husband who builds handsome, sturdy walls and never dream that something might be coming just around the river bend? Just around the river bend. This is not a good teaching. This is not a good teaching. She's teaching to not look for a handsome, good husband who can take care of them and just chase after whatever dreams they want. Disney is always about, you can do anything, you have magic, you can wish for whatever you want, go out and do that, and then when you fail, you become broken, weakened, and vulnerable, and the occult comes after you. Okay, now look at this one. This is you ain't never got a friend like me. Okay, this is Disney. So Disney's my favorite one, actually, Aladdin. This is Aladdin, my favorite movie from all the Disney movies. But just think about it. Aladdin is about a thief who uses the power of the jinn to become a king, to become a prince, and live in a castle. Is that not an occult? Like, look at Wish, the movie Wish, or Aladdin, or Cinderella, or everything is about wishing and magic, and you believe the power of yourself. It's nothing about God. It's all about that. But look at this, what they say here. Oh yeah, look. Okay, you're the boss, the king, the Shah. This is the same thing as teaching for people to think, to children to think that they are all that. And then it's even like Jungle Book, that song, like you've got it's Disney, you got a friend like, Toy Story. You've got a friend like me. You got a friend like me. And then this one, and Jungle Book,
you have a friendship song, and then this one. So they're putting the power of human friendship above the connection of God. And look, we all know you're welcome. I like the song. Na, 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 na. What can I say except you're welcome for the tides, the sun, and the sky. Look, I'm just an ordinary demiguy. So this is demigod. Same thing. Half fallen angel, half human. That's what a demigod is. Why is demigod so popular in Disney? Why is this common theme? Well, you guys know because I explained it already. Okay, but look at this. He's talking about himself being pretty much responsible for everything we have. And then he says, no need to pray. It's okay. You're welcome. Where is that part? I already showed it earlier, but I just want to show. They probably put it near the end. I think they're hiding it. There's no need to pray. It should be at the end here. I think they don't have it here. They took it out. But you guys heard it. Oh no, there's no need to pray. It's okay. See? Anti-Christian. Anti-biblical. Okay, now listen to this one. I remember I was talking this to, it was during a time when I was kind of stressed out, and I just kind of, the topic came out, I was talking to some coworkers, and I just started ranting about, what is the message in this song? Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore, let it go, let it go. Turn away, slam the door. I don't care what they're going to say anymore. Let the storm rage on. Conceal, don't feel, don't let them know. Don't let them see, don't let them know. Don't let them in. Let it go, let it go. I'm one with the wind and sky. Strange. See, that it's talking about oneness, right? That we are one with nature. Let it go. That's not a good message, guys. You're not supposed to give up and let things go. You're supposed to keep trying to fix things and keep them together. And the bare necessities, blah, blah, blah. Old Mother Nature's recipes, blah, blah, blah. You don't need to rely on God. Oh yeah, I just want to say, this is the same kind of song. Like, they want us just to be calm and, like, docile. So they have these, relax, it's all good, cool, Hakuna Matata, just chill out, life's okay, don't even bother, don't even try. Now this one I thought was interesting. I'm not going to go through every song, right, but I did notice, like I showed in Dumbo and such, and what other movie was that, where they promoted alcohol? Oh yeah, and Pinocchio. Well, in this song, look, this is Beauty and the Beast, and I don't want to go into the, like, she's kind of having a romance with a beast, demon-looking animal, but, and again, it's about magic. But look what, during the song, be our guest, be our guest, be our guest, when, what's her name? She comes, I don't even remember her name. Belle. She comes into the castle, and then she gets welcomed by the cutlery and such. They're like magical people who were turned into like pots and cups and stuff like that. Well, they start singing to her, and look what this one says. She says, blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, the wine's been, look, sakes alive. Look, how come she's talking about this Christian terminology? Sakes alive, well, I'll be blessed. Wine's been poured, and thank the Lord. So thank God about drinking alcohol. Interesting. And then look, for heaven's sake, they like to use these words because it kind of, if it's used in these if all these biblical terms are used in cartoons, kids are going to think the Bible is just a story time. Look at this one. This is Beauty and the Beast. This is a song with Gaston, but essentially he's upset that Belle is not interested in him. And look, who does she think he is? She is that girl that tangled with the wrong man. No one says no to Gaston. Darn right. Dismissed, rejected. Publicly humiliated, blah, blah, blah. More beer? What for? Nothing helps. I'm disgraced. So they're actually promoting drinking. Okay, guys, that's it.
That's all I want to talk about. God bless you and your families.
Wait, Pinocchio, the kids, the boys, they're all donkeys. Oh, you too!